We're rolling.
What's up, guys? Welcome back to the podcast.
Sorry we took a week off. We were at Haydays.
Oh, we're not uploading this week?
What am I going to magically do? Pop it out 6 hours ago?
I don't know. I wasn't sure if we were just uploading it like a couple days late.
No, probably not.
That'd be fair, but
Should we just jump right into it?
yeah.
I have a little bit of a story I guess I could tell that happened before Haydays. I've been holding it in.
Okay.
Like
All
two
right.
weeks.
Okay.
So, like 2 weeks ago, we had the weekend off. I was hanging out with my girlfriend, and we were all out on the boat. We were with you guys for a little while of it, and then everyone went home. And she had her friend out, and we're all drunk and driving around on the boat. And
You know.
I pulled a Ryan.
Oh? A me?
I know. Yeah. So I'm like kind of
Which is
yeah, I was like,
I'm pretty disappointed in myself because now I'm in the same group as him. But
you go psycho?
no, I accidentally slapped one of my girlfriend's friend's ass.
oh,
And it was
Damn.
like a full on.
Wait, who?
Like,
Was it me?
like slap,
mine?
like
no, my
slapping.
girlfriend's friend's ass.
Oh, I thought you said another one of your friends. I was like, oh, shit, I didn't even know about this. Okay.
just like a pat, like a
No, like
slap,
like a
slap and
a
squeeze.
slap. Like I would like. It was pretty aggressive. I was not proud of myself, and the reason why it happened, I'm not like Ryan where I try to just sneak him in
Of course.
like he did on your girlfriend.
Right.
So she was wearing my sweatpants. So Alex gave her like some CboysTV sweatpants because they all went inside and it was cold.
Okay.
So I thought it was Alex because I was like, what other girl would be wearing Cboys sweatpants? And I was like looking down and there's booty here. So I go, psh,
Booty hair.
Booty hair?
no, a booty here.
Oh, booty hair.
Booty hair.
Slap it. And there was like other people on the boat that we had like just picked up. And I didn't realize
They
it
were
for like
like, "Whoa,
30
so
seconds.
this-
I
this
didn't
is
realize
the
it for
energy,
30
huh?
seconds. So I was just like kind of cruising around and everyone in the back was just like,
What
Wait,
got
she
into
didn't
him?
say anything? That's almost more disturbing.
not right away. She kind of was just like, and then I realized it was her. And I was like, whoa, oh my God, I'm so sorry. And then I was like apologizing to her. I was apologizing to Alex. And they thought it was funny, which was good. But
It is quite an awkward situation to put yourself in, though. You feel like a real idiot.
Was her boyfriend on the boat?
no, she didn't have a boyfriend.
Oh, you're
That's
lucky.
good. Are you like in business with her boyfriend, and is he like one of your best friends? Because that would make it a
No,
lot more
no, she's
awkward.
Yeah, that would
Thank
make
God.
it more uncomfortable then. You know,
Does-
then you got a little bit more on the line.
Well, mine wasn't premeditated. Like, it was like an actual
Exactly.
accident.
Does
Yeah,
he
so-
have a podcast that he's going to go roast you on?
Thank God, no.
Yeah, so that's the crazy part is Ryan knew all that going into it, and it was, as you said, premeditated, but he still, let's just say, wanted to take the chance.
I didn't mean to do it. It was an accident. It just happened.
Yeah, I don't
That's funny. Yeah, I was like, premeditated is so far from the Ryan just been on and up all night.
The last 7 years. So I can't wait for my chance.
Well,
Tonight
geez.
at the Dark MGK concert, today's my chance.
That's what it seemed like, Ryan.
Anyways, though, so yeah,
Sure liked
that was.
it.
I've been holding that in for a while.
Well, we'll keep you two over there,
Yeah,
scumbags.
now you're scaring me. It might happen again. It might not be either of you guys, but could be Ken.
Well, Ken does that on the reg, though.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think that'd be too,
I don't either.
people would expect that. The girls would too. But anyway, all right. So, okay, so back to Haydays. I guess to just give everybody a little bit of context, Haydays is like a kickoff to winter party where all like the snowmobile industry brands kind of come together, and that's like a quarter of it, and then the other 3/4 of it is just like swap people like setting up tents and just like selling shit, or they just come to party and camp there. It's basically like, I don't know, 50,000, 60,000 people.
I can't remember how many
lot.
acres it is either.
A lot of people, but we've been going there for, I don't know, five years. We've been doing YouTube for what, 6 years? Yeah, we've been going to that show, I think right away, actually, maybe 6
Yeah.
years. And we started with a table in the middle of swap, and we just had a couple t-shirts hung up in the back, and we had a handmade CboysTV sign, and we just like posted on our stories like, hey, if you guys are at Haydays, come to the middle of swap, row A17.
You
And
should add like contact. Like swap is basically just like public campground.
It's just
Like,
a giant
camping.
fucking garage
It's just
sale.
camping.
Yeah,
Everybody
yeah.
pulls in and puts all their shit from their house that they don't want anymore and tries to sell it.
Yeah, so that was like the first kind of Haydays setup that we had. And it's so funny because we don't even have photos of it.
Probably because it looked like shit.
like
I don't know.
that-
Why would I take a picture of this?
Like, that's how bad it was. And then the year after that, we were at like the edge of swap. So we were like, we're still in swap, but so at least
moving
like
up.
findable this year. And then the year after, we were like on the very far side of like where like businesses would be. And then it got a little bit bigger and a little bit bigger. And then this year, we were like right next to 509, right next to Polaris. and it was like electric.
Yeah, it was.
Like there was like something in the air at our booth for 12 hours straight. People
this
waiting in
podcast.
line for like 2.5 hours
So,
just to like meet our
when we were-
dumbasses. Like it's seriously like
Evan was
insane.
loving it. Evan was loving it. He was drinking teas.
Oh, that was
and he
super
was
fun.
progressively getting louder as the day went on because he
more
was
chatty.
drinking teas. So it was like the rest of us were getting tired, but Evan was just getting more drunk. So like I'm sure everyone was like, man, Evan sure is friendly. But at the very end, when we give away the pit bike, we're up on top of the steaming truck, and there's a sea of people around us, and we're throwing free stuff out. I'm on the megaphone. And Evan looked at me and goes, should we Woodstock 99 this shit? Like start a riot? And I was just like, I thought about it for a second. I was like, no, we can't do that, Evan. Because he was all tuned up.
Yeah, when we gave that pit bike away, it was electric. And the kid was right in front of us when we announced it.
Yeah,
We
like dead
hopped him
center
up
of this
onto the-
crowd.
Dude, that
It
could
was-
not have been any better.
No, it was
Right.
perfect.
He was like,
Ken or CJ says the name, and then I have the camera pointed at the audience. Everyone's going, oh. And then a little kid's hands just go up in the air. We're like, oh, he's here. And he's like this,
It's me.
just in disbelief. His mom was not stoked.
Why?
Did you guys get that vibe too?
No.
Maybe
I guess-
I could have been
didn't-
wrong.
I
I
didn't
could
meet-
have been wrong. But when we gave the bike to
I think she was
him,
worried that he was going to get hurt on it. I was like, you can just sell it.
that
I
could
was
be the
getting a
case. That
little-
could be the case. But I was like, yeah, this is crazy. And she's like, I was like, oh, she's not. She's not on the same.
She probably had to figure out a way to take it home then.
yeah, they
Did we
drove-
give
yeah.
him straps or anything?
We don't even know what they
We're like,
drove.
all right, see ya.
Yeah.
There it is.
Good
Here's
luck.
the key.
Didn't even think of that.
No, at
No.
one point I did wonder that. I'm like, I wonder what he ended up doing with it. You know, like what if they legit drove a Camry or something?
He rolls it back to swap and just posts it for sale.
I feel like he
Yeah,
could.
damn.
Yeah,
Actually, we
probably
didn't
could've
think of
made good money.
that.
Haydays brings out a special breed of people.
Yeah,
I can't remember. Trent had a name for them. We'll go with lot lizards, but they're just like like the backwoods, and everybody comes out. You put on like your T-shirt with the vulgar words that you can't wear anywhere else, and you're like, "This is a perfect Hayday shirt." We watched a guy jump off the roof of an RV onto a folding table and like blew it out, and then he went, "That was sick." And then Sane paid him $100 to do it again, and then he jumped onto 2 folding tables.
which actually looked easier. But they did
Yeah.
this last year. I'm pretty sure off the same RV, not the
Yeah.
same guy, but I'm pretty sure this is the same RV that someone jumped off last year, and I wasn't expecting to see it again.
At Trent's.
Yeah, right.
Yeah,
right
across from
Trent's.
them.
And so
Yeah.
also the shenanigans going on at this time. he doubles it up. So Sane pays him $100. I didn't know that, but doubles the tables up. But then there's a guy with a sex doll named Ursula who put that on top of it. So she got RKO'd for sure. But we just got an email. I actually haven't read the whole thing. We just got an email. They asked us if we took Ursula.
What?
It said, "Do you guys steal my Ursula at Haydays? She went missing Friday night. Then I see pictures Saturday with her and you guys. LOL."
Wait, pull up the picture. Pull up the picture. It's this guy.
And then
When did we take a picture with that Ursula?
Oh, Ken's in the background.
but yeah, like I mean that was
Look at this. You guys, look at this.
Ken, where are you
It does-
sneaking off to with
It
that
does
thing?
look like Ken is up to something. Ken was up to something on Saturday night. Hold up. Has anybody checked the back seat of Ken's Tesla?
The frunk.
what?
Ken,
That's where everything goes missing.
did you take Ursula?
Oh. No,
Ken was on an absolute tyrant on
But
Saturday
then-
night, so it wouldn't have. I wouldn't have put it past him to snag Ursula. And I don't know what your plans were with her, Ken, but
in your defense, Ken, I did see then on Sunday someone's pulling out with a trailer, and it's like they purposely must have done this, but they took the sex doll and then closed the trailer like halfway on her, so she's hanging on the back. I was like, well, there goes Ursula.
Did I tell you guys a story about the episode of Fast and Furious I got to see on Friday night? Saturday night.
Episode?
Segment, whatever. Okay, so I ended up getting the full story, so we'll start with that. Apparently, somebody cut like a blimp off of one of the booths down the way, so it flies up and it's illuminated. So you basically
the LED blimp.
Yeah. So everybody who's like drunk partying basically sees this LED blimp just go floating away, and everybody's like, "Whoa, look at that!" At this point, I didn't know that. Chase and I are walking down like the main drag, and it's dealers on one side and then camping on the other. So we're just walking, chatting, whatever, and we can kind of hear like a little commotion. Guy comes sprinting across the row. Shortly followed by him is a golf cart, also bombing, because so there's security everywhere. And they're on four-wheelers, golf carts, razors, whatever. So security on a golf cart comes bombing over the hill and is chasing after him. We're like, whoa, what the fuck? Then about 2.5 seconds later, this guy comes by on a four-wheeler. Light bars on, full tilt over the hill, kind of loses a little bit of traction, like two-wheels it and careens and just rams through like 5 folding tables into an enclosed trailer.
What?
Like 25 feet in front of
Wait,
us.
he was a security guard?
He was a security guard.
What?
Put it this way, you put a guy in a vest and he's fucking pretty
the
happy.
guys
to
that
have
were
you.
working at Haydays were acting like they were like FBI agents.
Yeah,
like,
Jesus.
dude.
So
give a guy
I didn't hear
a
about
vest,
that.
like you're saying, yeah.
Dude did too much.
yeah, dude did too much. And the funny thing was the guy
Whose
was
trailer
running.
was it?
It was a drunk guy running. Like he was on a four-wheeler. It can't be that hard to catch him. So anyway, crashes into this thing,
Gave the four-wheeler to the wrong guy.
gets up, runs over and tackles this dude. We didn't know
they caught him.
Yeah, we didn't know he had cut the blimp. We
He had cut
Okay.
He had cut the
That's
blimp,
good, at least.
allegedly, but we didn't know this at the point. Tackled him like he had actually just murdered an entire family. Like, took him down, fucking slammed him in the ground.
Was he a cop or a security
A
guard?
security guard. Just wait. So
Okay.
Chase and I run over there. This is all under like a light plant. We're watching. I'm like trying to rip out my phone.
Yeah.
Security's coming up to us, kind of telling us to get away. This guy's just beating this kid up on the ground. I'm like, holy crap, this is intense. What'd he do? More security comes. Fucking whatever. So then super drunk guy that crashed the four-wheeler.
And he was a security guard?
Security guard.
Oh, he
Are you
was
sure
drunk.
he was drunk?
Yes. And this is why.
They are really letting anybody be security there.
Yeah.
This is what I think. So then they come and we're close enough that we can hear this. And they're like, you got to get out of here. You got to get out of here. They're telling the security guard this.
Oh my gosh.
Security guard walks over, grabs these folding tables like it was the folding table's fault for being in the way of his four-wheeler, chucks them out of the way.
And whose were they? Just some random ass people?
A vendor that
Dude.
just happened to be there. Gets on his four-wheeler, fucking cranks it up, throws it in reverse, goes like that, jams it into drive, rips off and tears off into the
Hits
distance.
another folding table and
It's another person.
Just tears off. And then the real police came, and then the kid was sitting there. He's like, I didn't do anything. I was just walking to my friend's house. And then we're like, all right, seems like it's over.
Yeah, how do you prove that? I remember a handful of people asking us about the blimp thing, and I'm like, that's kind of funny. I mean, it sucks for whoever lost their branded blimp, but they were like, we got to track this kid down. He needs to be sitting in jail tonight.
Yeah, they
I
were
mean,
like
not
really
actually,
pissed.
but yeah, they were really upset. I saw a really funny picture. Maybe I won't be able to find, but they like photoshopped the it was actually the BMP bumpers one. They photoshopped it in orbit.
Dude, yo, BMP should thank whoever cut that blimp because it's the best publicity they physically could have gotten.
Yeah, dude, everybody was talking about it.
Everyone was talking about it, dude. And honestly though, that is a safety hazard for that thing going up, and it's like massive. Like
It was
that's probably
pretty
like a
big.
6-foot ball.
Yeah.
And like imagine like the FF the not the FFA the FAA the FFA
It's tough.
is sitting there and they all of a sudden get beep beep. It's like
we're in a
moving.
fucking
They're
submarine.
like, what do we got here? What do we got? And they're like, zoom in on it, thinking that it's like a nuclear threat or something like that. And they're like, does that say BMP bumper?
But yeah, anyway, security was it was getting out of hand. Haydays just tends to get out of hand.
Definitely. I mean, I went too overboard on Saturday night.
Mike got off the leash and he was barking.
It's exactly what
He was barking.
everyone the next day was like. I mean, you were hilarious, but I don't even know how you got to that point. I don't know. Overdid it. Sunday hurt, but it was a beautiful weekend.
So this kid at Haydays got a no can do tattoo.
We've seen people get tattoos
Handful of times.
at like the signature. So we're signing like shirts and taking pictures and stuff, and people will sometimes get like life wide open tattooed on. Like I'd say like a handful of people have that tattooed on them.
On their leg.
A
or
kid
arm.
comes up, no tattoos, nothing. Goes, Ken, I want to get no can do tattooed on my chest. And I almost thought he was joking.
I did.
Well, Ken does the most half-assed job
my
writing
God.
no can. Like, he held the Sharpie at the farthest tip and was like,
No, so it's like,
it got on his nipple, dude.
So it's like, when you're sharpieing something like on skin and it kind of like bunches up and then jumps, and I was like, fuck.
Either way,
Already did that. I'm just gonna finish it off, and just kept doing that on
Yeah.
his skin. I was just like,
But I
this
watch
is
you do it, and I'm
bad.
like, oh, he's definitely gonna probably
He'll
redo
just
that
redo
though, because
that.
if he
I mean,
actually is,
Basically, the kid ends up leaving then, and I was like, there's no way
He's
doing
actually
that.
getting this tattoo.
Comes back 2 hours later, tattooed on his chest.
I was thinking,
Bad idea.
There's no way this kid actually goes through and does this. There's no way a tattoo shop will be able to get it done same day. Comes back 2 hours later, and he's just like ecstatic about it. And I was like, oh,
No, I'm
I
fucking
fucked
stoked
up.
for him as long
I
as he's
should've-
happy.
I should have like fixed this or
Yeah,
done,
you
done it on a
should've. Why
different
did you
spot.
not
It's
even
the
like
most half-assed job I've ever seen.
this kid's got it for the rest of his life, and Ken
And
went.
he doesn't even have a single tattoo. Most people that gets like a something tattooed on him are like covered, and you're like, it doesn't really matter. It just blends in.
I didn't think he was
nothing.
gonna-
His parents are gonna be livid.
I didn't think he was going to follow through with it on a Saturday afternoon. And
He had
Dude,
been what, like 18?
you gotta like the clip of Ken. We'll throw that in. Like, is priceless of when you first saw it. Like when you first saw it, you went
Oh my god.
and you kind of like looked around to make sure no one was. I don't know. We were all just like, damn, Ken, that's on you. But no, it was cool. It was cool. He made it in the video
And the tattoo artist did kind of clean it up, so it looks
did.
a little punk rock now. So
yeah,
that's kind of cool.
He's definitely gonna need some more, some more.
He's
you
gonna have
add
to put
more-
something on his chest,
you
bro.
add more to that, Nick can look good.
A full chest piece.
Yeah.
He needs like an eagle across
Full
his chest to cover
piece
up.
is what he's gonna need.
So that was pretty crazy. So shout out all the wild fans and the wild interactions we had.
Definitely. So kind of on that, the guy that cut that thing and probably ended up in jail. Would you guys rather spend a year in jail straight?
Or gay. Sorry, dude. I didn't mean that came out. Sorry. But no, definitely straight.
He's serving the year.
Oh, man. That literally, I didn't even control that. It just came out. Finish the damn question.
I don't know if I can how we go off of that, but all right, would you rather spend a year in jail straight or
It's definitely the wording.
goddamn
A year straight in jail?
yeah, that's what I mean.
Mike's such a little smart ass. You had to
Nice.
put that in. I see what you're doing
That's
now.
too good.
Okay, yeah, fuck. So would you rather spend 1 year straight in jail? Goddamn.
Or be
1 year
gay in
consecutive.
jail.
Okay, let me just fucking redo this. Let me just redo this.
Consecutively.
Yes.
Would you rather spend one entire year in jail or 5 years, but you just go on the weekends?
Fuck that. I'd do 1 year.
I
1
do
year.
the year.
Okay, but wait. There is some perks to only going on the weekends. One, you never have to go to anybody's shitty wedding.
For 5
You're
years.
in prison.
You got a good, no, just jail. You got a good excuse. You're free during the week, dude. You get out, go to work.
I think the upside would be being able to have a job.
You have a job. You work, watch Netflix at night. I mean,
I
there
don't know.
is perks to it, honestly.
So I'd take it you're on the weekend side of things.
Every weekend, like there's no more Sunday scaries. You're looking forward to the work week. You get out. You're well
forward to
rested.
work week. You're looking forward to Monday.
Yeah, you work out. You can work out on the weekends. You got time to work out. You're probably not going to be drinking as much.
No,
Time to get off the wagon.
There's no more Sunday scaries because that doesn't exist, but there is like the Friday evening scaries of
Yeah.
having to go to jail every weekend. However, once you got used to it,
Yeah.
Yeah, you
Thirsty
get used
Thursday.
to your
no, I'd still,
cellmate
Yeah.
for the record, I'd still take the
pounding
year.
you.
Jesus.
But maybe it depends on if it's just like a normal jail or if it's like a pretty hardcore one. Because then I think I'd rather go in and out so you could escape it. It sounds like a scary place.
Yeah, no, jail doesn't sound sick.
Yeah.
But I just thought about that. I was like, well, then you have to go to friggin' weddings and you can dump all the weekend plans that you don't really want to do.
Yeah, but
Obviously, you wouldn't get all the weekend plans you did want to do.
Yeah.
more people are doing like Thursday weddings now, though. So it's like, still can't get out of that.
And you do then. Maybe you can pick
Why don't
your
you
days
just
in jail.
say I don't go to weddings. And
Exactly
just
right.
Stop going to weddings. Then you don't have to go to jail either.
Well, I mean, I'm not saying that I would prefer to go to jail instead of a wedding. I'm just saying that would be a good excuse.
Ryan's just out here committing crimes. Like, I can't. Sorry, missed your wedding. I robbed the
Be serving
convenience
the next
store.
year in prison.
Just jail. And just on the weekends.
Ben, you want to hop back in?
But back to the blimp getting cut off though. Didn't you guys get like accused of doing it too?
Really?
No,
That's
we were in hanging out over at our buddy's like race. I don't know what you want to call it, trailer thing. Really sweet trailer. And as we leave, and it was like very tame, like just like 4 of us over there, me, Tint, Mark, and Kevin.
What a
And we
crew.
go walking out of there, and police come from like all angles, like, hey, what are you doing? Like you'd have thought we were like a wanted fugitive, and they were kind of grilling us. And then one of them, like from the back, goes, "Oh, it's DJ?" And I was like, "Hey, what's up?" And he's like, "Oh," and then everyone just like put their guard down. And then I was like, "Yeah, we're just going back to our campsite or whatever."
But they were fully investigating it.
I think I want to start a new segment every week on the podcast. I'm going to bring up an idiot from the internet because we are not the only people that can
I thought you were going to say from the group.
Fellow
From the
idiots
group.
of the
fellow
internet.
idiots of the internet.
Idiots calling out idiots.
It's only fair,
Only
honestly.
fair.
Yeah, if you're not an idiot, you don't deserve to call another person an idiot.
No, exactly. It takes one to know one. So this is from our good friends, the Dobre brothers.
Oh
And
yeah.
by good friends, we don't know them. But,
To be clear.
but I happened to be scrolling through shorts, and someone commented on it and was like, the Dobre brothers crashed their Lambo. And I was like, I have to see this.
And I haven't seen this yet, but the Dobre brothers are prime examples of, made a bunch of money on YouTube, bought a bunch of supercars.
They're like the prime example of what makes YouTubers have a bad rep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Probably just don't
In
belong
today's day and
hooning supercars. I mean, and I don't know. It's hard to. That doesn't necessarily mean we are either, but there's.
My question is, who's watching the Dobre brothers? Have you ever met somebody out in the
It'd have to
wild?
just be little kids.
But they have
Yeah.
insane followings.
Yeah.
No offense, but they are like legitimately dumb. Are they acting?
I don't know.
Even
Just
if
put-
they are acting, they still are coming across dumb. Like not even acting dumb, just coming across dumb while they're acting.
I'll only play the ending, but the premise of what has happened is they're at a drag strip, and he has a Huracan STO, a Lamborghini Huracan STO, which is
Damn.
a
Can we
very
get a price tag on that? Anybody?
yeah 1.7 million views, so that's pretty good.
He crashed his Lamborghini and only got 1.7 million views. That sucks.
So the premise of this is they're at an abandoned drag strip, and they're going down the drag strip, and then turning around, and then coming back. And I believe it was
Like a
some
time
type
trial?
of time trial thing.
They're like 350, 400 to answer your question, Mike.
AdRev ain't paying for that.
No, definitely bad return on investment there.
Is he wearing driving gloves?
He is wearing driving gloves, and he made a comment about how that would help him in the race. And
To be fair, I said the exact same thing.
and it didn't help
But
him.
mine was at least joking. I think the audience at least knew that I was joking. Yeah, and then they weren't even driving gloves. Didn't know that.
Couple point turn here.
Bro, these guys are so dumb. Oh shit, he's moving. Poor camera guy, dude.
You're going too fast.
Hit the brakes, bro. Too late. Oh my gosh.
Bro.
The mirror's
We're all
gone.
silent. That's the vibes.
He's like,
Dude, it legit didn't look like he hit the brakes until he passed the Ferrari here.
so
Like,
Yeah,
hit
he
the
must have
brakes
thought he
right
was gonna
there.
just stop on a dime from 150 to nothing.
So yeah, if you look at the speedometer when he crashes, he was doing 148. 148.
Oh my gosh, that thing is sick too.
His back's right out.
Oh my gosh.
You guys good? Get out.
Look how quick the camera guy wants to get out of there.
He's like, give me a sick car though.
Super sick, dude. Yeah, the camera guy's like, I literally told you, dude. You're going too fast.
Well, that's good because the engine's in the back.
Oh, that's my favorite part.
What'd he
goes,
say?
it's leaking. And then he goes, where? And the guy goes, from the front. He goes, well, that's good because the engine's in the back. And soon here they'll pull up the outside angle, and it is gnarly. Who's calling you at this hour?
Guys, I clipped into a dirt patch.
Poor dude is rattled. I don't want to shit on him too much.
That's good.
Be-
Except for this metal fence and my right side mirror. Christian, are you okay?
Yeah, I'm chilling.
I don't want to shit on him too much, you know, because accidents happen and these
Little
are real
scary thing,
people.
yeah.
But pretty dumb looking back. This is them.
They're all just like,
They're all like, oh, dude, we fucked up hard.
Oh no, dude.
You know, I haven't been to that many racetracks, but usually when you don't turn around at the end of a drag
No,
strip.
definitely not.
You kind of there's kind of like a run out, and then there's another road to bring you back.
And I like the idea of it. It sounds fun. I mean, I like the idea of the U-turn thing, but also just don't come into the starting line at 100.
I'm just imagining Ken going to a drag strip, and then like these guys are there, and they start driving down when Ken's supposed to be going forward.
I was picturing Ken getting there and doing the same thing, dude. Like, I thought we had to race back. Look at the outside view of this, dude.
You're going too fast.
It's like, yeah,
He's hauling.
What was his plan?
Like, and so he mentions the dirt patch. And he's like, I hit a dirt patch. That's why I couldn't stop. He was actually pretty close. If he was only doing like 120 instead of 150 and no dirt, I think he could have made it.
At least they're still popping up their Instagram tags.
I know. I love that. There's tags everywhere through this video. So, yeah, not good. But the good news is they did buy him a new Lamborghini in the next video.
That's
so
good.
Wow.
That's nice of them.
And that's kind of the
Look at these
move.
guys.
It's like, yeah, get it fixed. New Lamborghini.
Yeah.
Was
It's
it-
garbage.
Was this planned?
Well, I enjoyed that, Ryan. That was
Ken, they
good.
definitely didn't crash that thing at 140 planned. You guys aren't that crazy.
That's what I was saying. Based on their reactions and everything, it was not planned. Like they don't seem reckless.
Dude, they don't
per
have the
se.
balls. No one has the balls to do that. That fast, bro.
Yeah.
Basically could have hit a post.
yeah, no
It
kidding.
could have hit
Lucky you missed
that Ferrari.
post. Yeah.
Yeah, so please subscribe and come back next week for the next guy that I find that's
Fellow
an idiot on the
idiots.
internet. Fellow idiot on the internet.
I'm looking forward to that. That's gonna
Yeah,
be good.
same.
But anyways, we got our friends Miller and Kyle here, fellow YouTubers. They're sitting in the background right now. You might as well hop on.
So originally we met Miller. He was a filmer for Braydon Price for a while. We still actually have not met Braydon. And then I believe Kyle, you're good friends with him, and also kind of a fellow off-road YouTuber. And then Miller started filming for Chase and Haley, and then we went to the Florida Freedom Factory race and all had a really, really good time there. And we've been friends ever since.
Yeah.
So it's good to have you guys
So
there.
what do you guys got going on? You're doing like some kind of road trip across America, filming videos?
That was the plan in the start of it. We were just like, let's go on I got a Can-Am. Let's take both of them, drive across the state, just do like a really cool series with it. And then we like got a month out from it and we were like, okay, we're not planned at all. And so let's just, try to go like halfway across. And then we were like, who's halfway across? And then you guys came up and
So are we the end or the beginning?
So I would say you guys are kind of the end. We started it
Nice.
I would say the trip started, or we started talking when we were going out to Utah back in February. Or last February, we went to Utah, and we were like, man, this would be really cool to bring the side-by-sides out here. So we went in the wintertime, we went snowboarding and snowmobiling for the first time, which was an awesome experience.
So are you guys still planning to go to Utah on this trip?
So on this trip, I would say this is the end of our trip. But now we're like thinking, okay, this is what it takes to do a trip like this. This was kind of like the feeler, and
Test
we got
run.
the exactly the test run, and making it, okay, now we know what we want to do, where we want to go for the future trip, and that would be.
You guys
definitely-
filming videos together or for your own separate channels together? How's this going?
over the trip, we've discovered that like if I want to do like a certain video, they help me a little
Oh,
bit.
it's smart.
And then,
So that way you don't have the same video twice.
Exactly, yeah.
Exactly.
Right.
And it helps that we have more than one person for
Right.
like, each vlog, and we kind of bounce off each other pretty well.
Yeah,
So.
and so actually it's three of us going on this trip. So it's me, Miller, and actually my little brother Luke. He is my filmer and editor. So having the three of us to just kind of bounce off each other for whoever video it might be that we're working
Right.
on, just makes so much more sense than
Yeah.
okay, we're gonna both film this and see who creates a better video out of it.
Right, yeah.
Because you've kind of been in the YouTube game for a while now, Miller, haven't you?
Yeah, I've been
Like how many years?
for as a filmer or like myself even.
Just doing it, man. Like you were with Braydon for a while, weren't you?
Yeah, I started Braydon in 2019, and it just kind of happened on a whim, actually. I didn't even know I wanted to be an editor for a YouTube channel. And I met this dude at a truck meet, And he was like, hey, how can I use my camera and all this stuff? And, I helped him out just on
Braydon Price was asking you that?
No. One of his friends was actually. So, yeah, no, Braydon came up to me. No. But, no, one of his friends, really good friends was, and he was just learning how to do camera stuff. And I was like, yeah, I'll help you out. Like, just showed him how to use his camera. And about 4 months later, he called me. He's like, hey, I know you're really good with cameras, and my buddy's looking for an editor. Do you think you'd want to be in it? And I was like, do you think you want to, do it? And I was like, I'd give it a shot. And so I kind of met up with Braydon then, and I would go up to his house for a week, work, go home for a week, kind of like part-time. And then in early 2020, I moved down to Charlotte full-time.
So you just live there and just edit videos for him?
Oh, dude, I filmed full-time with him.
Because he posts a lot of videos. So, like, what's that kind of schedule look like?
We, at first, we would do, like, try to do 2 a week. And, like, we didn't really know, like, how we wanted to schedule it. Because he was at, like, 600K when I joined. And we were just like trying to figure stuff out, and we got to meet the Guggen squad, the guys who fish and everything like that. We went there. Yeah, Andrew Flair, all of them. We flew out to Texas to collaborate with them, and we watched them do 6 videos in a day. And then we were like, all right. We were
6 videos in a day? Yeah, how is that possible?
Dude, they would go in. So there's like 6 YouTubers, but they have like a channel together, like a community channel. Yep. And so what they do was they fly into Dallas, Texas for 3 days out of 1 month, create so much content that lasts till the next month. And
holy shit.
Yeah, dude, they grinded.
They must have everything so planned out. And
dude, they had a giant whiteboard and everything of like exactly times, like plans, like, and we were like, oh, dude, we're doing this wrong. And so we went back, and I think for a little under a year, we did it every other day. Like,
I remember he was posting so much.
Dude, we posted so much. And I lived there full time with him at his parents' house.
God.
And dude, we grinded our like asses out.
That'd have been miserable. Editing all those videos,
it was a lot of editing. It was just me editing, yeah. So
for a little there, it looked like that. It was just that was you.
Yeah,
you ran everything as far as the back end went.
Yeah, no, everybody's always telling me that you were like, dude, you're the man behind the curtain kind of deal.
Well, yeah, you have to. Every editor is, dude. Like,
yeah. It was a lot of grind, and then we kind of slowed down. We hired another editor because I was becoming more of a member, kind of like another character on there, and so we hired another editor. That way, I could film with Braydon because we have a great filmer, like response and stuff.
I remember seeing this one video. Which was it? You or the other guy that got pranked by Braydon Price? Was he like catfished one of you guys? Didn't he?
I actually did that to the other editor.
You did that. Okay.
Dude, it was so bad. It went so far. So
that was hold on. So I have questions about that now. So you pretended to be a girl and were full on sliding in his DMs.
No. So we went to a bar. Braydon had just turned 21, and we went to the first bar. Okay. And this dude Christian, he's an awesome dude. But we went to this bar, and he was like, just this waitress like seemed half interested in him. Okay. And so he left her. He left her his number. And as soon as I saw him do that, I was like, oh, it clicked in my mind. I was like, oh, okay, I'm definitely. As we walked out, I downloaded a Text Now app and texted him off a fake number. I was like, this is going to be a great YouTube video. I've seen people do it before.
Yeah, there's a whole show on it. Yeah. Catfishing people.
Yeah, literally. And so I texted him on off all week. Like it wasn't like weird.
That was my next question. Is like, did this go on for months? Were you guys? It was just did you have him sending dick pics, like saying I love you and stuff? Like how far do you?
No, it was just like very like just the usual girl like flirt bullshit. I'd imagine girls say, And so
he was buying it.
Dude, he was so and he came in to work the next day. He was like, dude, that girl texted me. Dude was hyped about it. It was so funny. So it went on for a week. We left work on Friday. I was like, hey man, you got any plans this weekend? He was like, yeah, me and this girl might hang out and stuff like that. We're like, no way. And about halfway through, I told Braydon, and Braydon freaked out, thought it was the funniest thing ever.
Really?
He was like, oh,
so
dude.
He didn't even know about it for a little while.
No, he didn't even know about it. And so I was like, I didn't want to bring everybody in and it just be everybody against him because I feel like that hurt a little bit more. But man, I texted him on that Saturday morning. He went to a party, like a frat party up in Greensboro, which is like 2 hours away, and he was partying all day long. And so I texted him. I didn't even know he was doing this. I didn't even know his plans. And I was like, "Hey, you want to catch a movie in the town we live in?" And he was like, "Yeah, sure, yeah, I'll be down there. Just like 7 work because I'm out of town right now." I was like, "Oh crap!" But I can't go back now. And so And so he drove an hour and a half to meet this girl for for a movie.
Oh my
He gets there. Dude's been partying all day long. And he's like covered in like booze and like his shorts are like soaked from like just partying really hard.
Yeah, full blown like
Full blown.
starty.
Yeah, shows up, stuff on his neck. Like dude had been partying all day long.
Okay.
And he shows up and he's standing outside waiting for it. And meanwhile, I'm in my car, hunkered down.
Just by himself, waiting for some.
Oh yeah,
hot
on the
chick to come.
movie.
And did you bring anyone? Did you bring anyone else?
Yeah, no, I brought my family and my family's friends.
Your family? Yeah, I brought my family. It was a big moment.
My family, they were already in town, and so I was like,
Hey, you
guys
want
want
to go punk my friend? I've been
Yeah,
trolling
no,
him.
I thought you were gonna say
With
like
the love of his
Braydon
life.
or-
No, I FaceTime
Tyler's-
Braydon at the same time, but
Okay.
so I run up with the camera, and I also recorded on my phone for Snapchat because you have to have
Right.
both angles. And so he runs up and he's like, "Hey, dude, what are you doing here?" And I'm like, "I had no idea." And I was like, "Hey, Christian," I'm like, "I'm sorry, man." And he's like, "What do you mean? Like I'm supposed
Just
to meet
says,
supposed to meet the
no.
Sarah girl here." I was like, "Bud, like, come on." And he goes, "No, you gotta be messing with me." And I was
Okay.
like, "Bro," he was like, but he took it really well. He just started dying laughing.
That's a good way to take it. I was
Yeah,
gonna say
yeah,
you could have
he was-
really put that like the far way and just like got an episode of MTV and everything.
He hoped that you were just trolling him for a quick sec. You're like, no, I am messing with you, and I have been for a long time.
Yeah, no, he took it well though, and everybody was like, "Dude, that's messed up." But I was like, he thought he was a good sport about it. There's certain people you can't do that to, and they get more offended. So
Right.
I could never conjure up a prank like that. I know you could. I know
That
Ben
one,
could.
I'm a
good.
prankster and Ben is too. I think that one might have been too far. I'm glad I don't hang around you.
Oh,
Bill.
yeah,
You're
no.
a savage.
I was about to do it again to someone else.
You're a catfish,
But-
bro.
No,
You're
no.
a catfish.
No, but then I was like, okay, I took it too far last time. Let me not do it again. But Kyle's actually really good at pranks. He's pranked me a few times on this trip, and it's just like the good, genuine, like,
Yeah. So let's rewind a little bit here. So you started off doing YouTube as an editor. You were just full time editing,
yeah.
and then now have made the switch where you're doing your own thing.
Yeah, I
What-
mean, I
what-
did it for a while, like off and on, probably since like 2017. Like off and on, I tried to do a moto vlog channel. Like, you know how they, all those big moto vloggers
Yeah.
and stuff. That was a big wave of YouTube. I tried that for a little while, and that, as it was kind of dying out, like Full Again, all those guys, I always watched those guys. And so I was like, I'll try it. I had a Grom, I'll do that for a little while. I tried that, and then try to do some car content, and then try to do some like video, photo stuff. And then I found with Braydon, and as soon as I saw Braydon, like, and how he, could tell a story, I was like, oh, this is kind of cool.
So you
really
learned
like that.
something.
Yeah.
being
Oh
up
yeah.
there.
I learned a lot from, just being around the world.
Right.
It's definitely easier being surrounded by people that do it.
This is like, I guess you'll get a little plug, but you guys got to check out Miller's Instagram page just because it is just beautiful. Just it just looks so good, and just stuff like that. I mean, you definitely are more refined in that aspect, but like,
Yeah.
I don't know. I literally go to your Instagram page every once in a while just to like go, this looks so good.
The aesthetic. Yeah. No, I've been doing photo and video for a long time, and, just trying to grow as a freelance photographer. And so I just really wanted to have a really aesthetically pleasing
Right.
Instagram and
Sure.
stuff.
And then you kind of made the switch. So you were like, I'd imagine you were probably getting paid pretty well being an editor for Braydon,
Mm-hmm.
especially being that you were working your ass off.
Yeah, no, there's a lot of long nights and a lot of long days for sure.
So then what made you want to leave them or leave him?
After a while, Braydon's been a really, really good friend, and I'm gonna try to like.
You guys are still tight?
We're still tight, yeah.
Okay.
We still were really good friends, and of course, when I left, it was a little bit of like a
Tension?
a little bit of tension, yeah. And so, I really wanted to travel more, and I really wanted to do stuff more car scene. We were doing so much mudding, so much
Right.
dirt bikes, and I was like, I started out doing a lot of car stuff, and I was like, I'd really like to get back into the motorsports kind of thing, and travel more and see everything. Because with Braydon, he's got this really tight grip on doing everything local, doing everything, he's got a really good way and process of just filming at his house. Like, he can go out and ride for 15 minutes behind his house and make a crazy video, like
Full video.
full
15
video.
minutes.
Yeah, full 15.
Holy shit.
Yeah. But like, and he just goes and does that mud hole, does the pond, does, riding pit bikes, like
Right.
just right there local, which is a really gift. Like, it's a really big gift for him. Like, he can just film it. He doesn't
Pretty
have to go out.
efficient, I'd imagine. Yeah.
Super
I mean,
efficient.
I'd say like to an extent we are similar in that way. we can always make it's the same vibe, you know. Like
Yeah.
if we can get together in our backyard, we're always gonna be happy
Yeah.
and make a good video.
But I feel like the thing that sets you guys apart is there's now 6 of you. So for you guys to go jump in and do something, if you did it for 10 minutes from 6 angles or 6 perspectives or 6 people jumping in, it's going to produce so much more content than just one single person doing
True,
one
that
thing.
definitely helps too.
I think that's honestly
brains.
what makes your content and your channel work so well, because there is a group of you. And I know you've been told that so many times. As long as you keep your group together, you guys are always going to be
This is
something
true.
Yeah, we
so
appreciate
different.
it.
The beauty of traveling too, like well, we got the boys. We know it's gonna be good.
The only thing I wish is that we could film a full YouTube video in 15 minutes. That'd be
yeah,
insane.
it's-
We'd be pumping these things out.
Yeah, we would he was like, all right, I was like, what do you want to do today? He'd be like, all right, we'll throw a different set of tires on this one. Like we'll go throw big tires on it or small tires, and then just like go and film that for like 30 to 45 minutes.
You'd
and
have
then
a full video.
editing-
And people love it, dude.
yeah, people eat it up. He's got a very good cult
Mhm.
following for that, and just, I mean, it works for him. It
Yeah.
really works for him. And then it was just becoming really routine for me, and I was like, Haley and Chase came into the thing, and we became really, really good friends. And I was doing a little side work for them at the time, and they were like, Miller, would you want to join full time? Like
Chase and Haley did?
Yeah, Chase and Haley. They're like, when we can afford it, we'd really
So
like you to
Haley
have you on.
Deegan, just
Yeah.
for the people at home.
Right. Yeah. Haley Deegan and her boyfriend Chase, really good friends of mine. And
Mhm.
they were like, when we can afford it, we'll pay you. That'd be sick, because we all got along really, really well. We all had a
Then
very
you'd get
good-
to travel around and
travel
do
around,
a
go to the
little bit more
NASCAR stuff, meet her family was really awesome.
So when they asked this, were they at all like, I guess if I was to go approach a filmer for another YouTube channel, I'd be a little bit like, I know we're stepping on feet here, but did they realize that they were?
Well, that, and I was honestly, at that time, I was a little over, a little
Just
ready for
ready,
some
yeah,
change.
yeah,
yeah.
I was
Ready
I
to
felt
change
very
up.
stagnant, and in the beginning, I was like, you always have to level up. You can only grow as big as your environment, that kind of deal. And I was like, this might be I'll make a lot of good connections this way. And I was I was honestly ready to change up something either way, whether it be them or not. And so, because I had asked, Braydon for a little bit more, or I was like, dude, I've been with you for a long time.
Mm-hmm.
He's a really good friend, and it's hard to work for your friend and stuff like that. So, and especially with having another employee on there, it was just it was very stagnant. And I was like, all right, I'm ready to change regardless of who it is too, or just try to level up.
Would you be uploading the video to his channel too?
Oh, I did everything.
So you'd upload it and everything
I'd
that.
film it, I'd edit it, upload it, I'd create clips of it,
Descriptions.
Right.
I'd post on his Instagram.
So when you would upload it, I'm sure you were kind of seeing the ad, the ad rev of 28 days, and you're just like, fuck this, dude. I should be doing this.
Yeah.
Is that what you were thinking? Because that's what I would have
It
been
was,
thinking.
yeah, and he had always said, whenever I make more, you'll make more. And I was like, all right, that's, that'll be sick. He was like, when we reach this level, you'll reach this level. And I was like, sick. And he it kind of didn't go that way. And
Right.
so I was like, all right, well, are you going to, are we,
Right.
Like,
Well,
you
to
know,
be
up to
fair
that or
though,
what?
in Braden's defense, I mean, he had been doing it for a long time.
oh,
on his
yeah,
own,
no,
You
he
know,
had
because
done
I
it.
remember watching his videos when I was trying to figure out how to kind of do YouTube, and he would have his GoPro and just do wheelies and stuff.
Dude.
Who was the buddy? Julius.
Julius, yeah.
Is he still in the picture? Whatever.
Yeah,
happened
no,
to that guy?
we're all really good friends with him
That's
and
cool.
everything.
But I remember watching him when he was a little kid. He was on a 150,
Yeah.
and I was like, man, this guy's doing his thing, you know?
Yeah.
And definitely watched him and took some inspiration from him and put it into what we're all doing, you know?
Oh, yeah.
But yeah, it makes sense why you'd look at that and be like, I should do my own thing.
Yeah, I love doing it. I love doing,
Right.
YouTube and everything like that. And so it was just really cool. I mean, I was just like, all right, if I had a little more time, I could do it.
Right, but you were fully tapped.
I could not have a breath without I was always thinking Braydon. I was taking it
Right.
home.
Well, you have to, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Which you were doing a great job
Yeah,
at.
whenever I joined Haley and Chase, I had a little bit more free time, and I
Right.
had a little bit more creative, free
Mhm.
to input them with them and stuff like that. So it was really cool joining them and their dynamic. It was so different than Braydon's. Was content, whereas Haley and Chase are let's have a good time and do content.
Right.
Yep. And that's what it was cool seeing you work for them, do their stuff, work on their stuff, but then also pump out videos on your own. and it was cool that there was a lot different than what they were putting it out. Obviously, because I've seen that happen too. Like if they allow the filmer to like do their own thing, they're just putting out the same content. So that was cool.
Yeah.
So how about you, Kyle? When did you start YouTubing,
So ironically,
and how did it start? I
Yeah,
mean,
you
for
guys
it
got like
was-
a whole squad of YouTubers
Yeah,
within
and
like
I
a
thought-
30-minute, because obviously you got you, Miller, Braydon, Haley, and Chase. You guys all live within like a 30-minute
yeah, we're
vicinity.
about an hour away from each other.
Bro.
So ironically, 2 years ago, so September 9th was the first time I posted a video 2 years ago.
Okay, so-
I'm just hitting the 2-year mark. I'm coming up on 150,000 subscribers, which is, honestly for a 2-year channel, not bad.
I agree.
That's good.
I agree.
But I do have a lot of people to thank for that, and Braydon would definitely be one of them. So obviously your friend Zach Goes, you know him.
Yeah.
I grew up kind of watching Zach Goes and his buddy Cody Cheney, who was WCW.
Yep.
Oh,
Cody.
he moved.
Yeah, I used to live in South Jersey, and I knew who they were, and I followed Cody on Snapchat, but I didn't really realize. I followed him because of he's an arborist. He does tree work
Oh, yeah,
and
that's
climbs
right,
trees.
too.
So I've always followed him because of that. So I moved down to Charlotte, North Carolina in 2018. I'm down there for a year. I'm finishing out school, and I'm kind of just doing my thing, working a lot. And I grew up riding. That's what I did in Jersey. There's so much riding there. And so I moved to North Carolina, and I kind of lost that output. That was my hobby. That was my thing, and I lost it. And so one day I see on Cody's story, he had moved down there, and I was like, oh, that's cool. Like, he rides the streets, I ride trails. Like, I would never cross paths with him.
But then that is funny that he moved down there right when you decided to get into it. Because
So-
watching
well, no,
him
so
for a
totally-
second, we watched him do wheelies all the time, and then I'm like, I don't mean to offend anybody. I'm just like, damn, dude, he's mudding now.
Yeah.
The hell?
So I see that he's down there, and one day he just puts on a story like, hey, anybody local want to ride? He's like, I got these cool trails. So I slid up on the story. I was like, hey, dude, I'm in Charlotte. Like, do you want to ride? Or, like, I'll come ride with you. And so I was so busy with work. I would talk to him here and there. It wouldn't really ever work out. And one week I just had a free weekend. And I was like, hey, dude, let's ride Saturday. He's like, oh, okay, cool. Like, how old are you and what do you ride? And at the time I didn't I didn't grasp that concept. And now being a YouTuber, I get it, because everybody always reaches out and like, oh, I've got an XR100. I'm 14. Let's ride.
Yeah.
And it's like, I mean, you want to ride with like-minded people and like skilled people. I was
Yep.
like, oh, I think I was in 20 at the time. And I was like, oh, I'm 20 and I've got a KX450. He's like, oh, okay, cool. Here's my number and my address. Like, how far are you? And I was like 40 minutes from him or something. So anyway, fast forward, I get in. Me and him literally click like brothers.
And you were filming YouTube videos at the time?
I
or
wasn't
no?
doing
You were
anything.
just
I
a
had maybe
viewer.
500 Instagram followers.
Okay.
I was nothing.
Was
I
he
didn't
on a
do-
bike as well?
Yeah, so he had a YZ125. I had my KX, and me and him just started riding. And it was a March. It was March when we met, and we rode every weekend.
That's
Literally,
dope.
we became best
So that's
friends.
where you got your insight, because
So
you
that
were
was
like,
my
hey, you made videos. How was it?
So
This
that
and
was my first step into it. And he told me, like, at that point, I didn't realize he had a huge Instagram or YouTube. Like, I just met him and then learned about this, which I'm so happy I did, because it wasn't like I was following him, like, oh, I hang out with this cool person. So he's telling me about, how he does how he used to do these videos with Zach Goes. And I had seen some of his videos before. And I was like, well, dude, why don't you do them anymore? Like, you've got perfect content for this. You've got all these trails, all this cool stuff. And he was like, yeah, I mean, I don't know. Maybe it's just kind of hard to do it by yourself. I'm like, well, I'm here. I'll film, or film me, like bounce off each other. And so I wasn't doing it because I wanted to do it. I liked watching the videos and seeing myself, in them and being a little bit of a part of them. So fast forward, that starts going on. He posted a few videos, and then people were commenting and saying, oh, you should go ride with Braydon Price. And people were going on Braydon's channel and saying, oh, you should ride with Cody. And Miller actually
I saw one of the comments. Yeah, I
he
know.
knew who Cody was, and he had watched Cody forever.
Right.
So in what was it, probably May?
I think early May. Yeah.
I kind of got Cody into starting to ride 4-wheelers because I had a Can-Am, and
That's funny. So
he went and
you
bought
have a little
one.
bit of credit for that.
Yeah. So me and him were doing our thing, and Braydon comes and comes to ride with us, and they're filming. I'm kind of like not starstruck, but like, wow, this is.
So that was your first time meeting Braydon?
That was the first time meeting Braydon. Although I moved 10 minutes from where he grew up and lived. I went to the same high school my senior year as him. Never met him in high school. I met him 2 years after I graduated and all this stuff. So anyway, we do that thing with Cody. We film with them. We end up getting in contact. I start talking to Braydon, realizing that we live like 10 minutes away from each other. Obviously, we've got similar interest. So I started to hang out with them and be friends with them and starting to do stuff with them. I'm still doing a little bit of stuff with Instagram, and now still doing stuff with Cody, and my Instagram's starting to kind of pop off and grow. And then now I'm starting to get more involved in Braydon's videos, and I'm getting more involved in Cody's videos and his Instagram, and just back and forth, and people are just seeing this person. It's like sending everything and having a great time, and just honestly, I was
Yeah, you always are like there for fun.
Exactly.
It seems like,
Exactly.
whenever I've been around you when you're filming, you're like there for fun first,
Yep.
filming second, which probably also comes being like, because YouTube's kind of your secondary job, isn't it? And you, I've asked you multiple times, like, why don't you just go all in? But you don't really want to.
Obviously, I would love to go full on in YouTube, but it is a hobby, and I feel like that's what keeps my content like relatable. I don't treat it like a job at all. The filming and the editing is done like I pay my little brother, ironically, to do all that stuff, and he does a phenomenal job at it. But since I have that disconnect from it and I'm just there to make the content,
that fun really stays.
But you're
in
not
there.
really relying on the money either.
exactly. So I'm not. So if it goes great or if it goes bad, it doesn't affect my mood towards YouTube. I just do it because at the end of the day, in 20 years, I want to look back and be like, oh, these are
Watch
all
your
the
videos.
Exactly.
That'd be pretty cool, dude.
And pass on the stories like, oh man, this is stuff like when I was little, I used to hang out with Haley Deegan, or you know, I've gone to these races and met Ryan Deegan or Travis Pastrana or Adam LZ or these different huge YouTubers that I would have just never imagined that I would have been able to meet. Or you guys. I mean, hell, I would have. If you asked me 2 years ago, would I be on a C-Boys podcast right now, I would have never imagined in a million years I'd end up here.
And I mean, and it's cool, like, hearing how you started and this and that, but like, I just associate you with Braydon.
Right.
I know there's a lot of, as far as numbers go, a lot of difference, but I just do.
Yeah.
And I think that's cool. I'm like, oh yeah, Kyle, yeah, he's a YouTuber from North Carolina.
So Braydon did give me my start, and you know, a lot of people were like, oh, what's your YouTube channel? Because down there, everybody had their little YouTube channel.
Yeah, it's like, it seems like everyone's got a channel.
Yep. So they do.
Yeah.
And
that's cool,
which
though.
is a good and bad thing, I think.
Yeah, it's a problem.
It gives you, it can be a problem.
Gives
But
you
if,
some
If everyone's
motivation.
copying each other, is that something that you got to be worried about?
sort of, and I would say that's what kind of gave. So anyway, Braydon, I was on Braydon's channel. Everybody's like, well, what's your YouTube channel? I was like, I don't have one. And more people are asking and asking and asking.
You're just in the
saying,
background, just being like, just being
being me.
content, like just being himself, just being,
Right.
you know, in addition to videos. And people loved him so much. They're like, start a channel.
So I asked Braydon about it because I wasn't trying to step on toes. I didn't have that interest, and I didn't have the capacity to edit the videos. I'm not a computer person. And so, you know, everybody's asking all this stuff, and Braydon's like, dude, honestly, you're really good on camera. You know how to talk. You are entertaining. You keep it flowing. He goes, a lot of people that try to do YouTube, like, they just fizzle out real quick because they're boring and, you know, or they can only be so interested in so much. Yeah. And so I was like, yeah, but that doesn't really solve the editing issue. And then Luke, my little brother, goes, dude, do YouTube. Like, I've been editing YouTube videos like for the past few years, which I didn't know. He used to make gaming videos. And I just,
Oh, really?
I didn't.
Yeah, Luke's a really good editor, dude.
Yeah. So Luke,
We're going to steal him
So
from you.
have you,
Hey, listen,
has
it'd
he
be hard.
We're not
always,
going to do that.
What's that?
always made, like, from kind of day one? Like, have you ever dabbled in it? Or
Listen,
it's just always been?
listen, I barely know how to download the footage onto the computer.
Dude,
I
that's-
swear.
I mean,
swear.
again, I think that's, I
I
shouldn't
think
say
it's
not,
awesome that you two are like doing your thing, like
Yeah.
together. Like
And I
I,
should-
Well, and
I
that's-
was happy when you called me and we're like, yeah, we're going on a trip and like we're both filming and stuff. Because I've always pushed for you. I'm like, dude, well, I know you are doing it, but I was like, you should too. Like go like actually go hard, you know? Because like you say, you're doing this just strictly as a hobby.
But and that's
Because I
only-
think you guys both have like a lot of potential.
Yeah.
You know, like you could be big.
And
Like,
that,
really
I guess,
big.
I guess that's the only thing that I'm scared of is if I go full time, I'm scared my content's going to seem forced. Like, I need to record. Honestly, I don't really have a schedule. I might upload once a week. I might upload every 2 weeks. And I know that sounds terrible, and I know I'm kind of missing the opportunity a little bit.
there was what you said last night. There's a happy medium between you're like, okay, so if I go all in, am I going to go all in on side-by-side content? Is that going to be it? And you're like, that's what kind of scares me. It's like, then it's just like driving a side-by-side going to be my only job, obviously making YouTube videos. Or I kind of feel once you go all in, you want it to be more than that.
Yeah. And that backs up to, like, you were saying, oh, you associate me with Braydon. And there's not anything wrong with that. But so after the whole Braydon thing happened, he told me to start a channel. And me and him were kind of bouncing off each other. And I mean, that helped. I skyrocketed to 10,000 subscribers like that, like, I don't know, in a month maybe, which most
One or
people.
two videos. Like
Yeah, one or
this.
two videos.
Just like that. The
Which
first
is-
10,000 is usually the hardest.
You know, so thankful to have that kind of bump and start. But I quickly realized, especially with some of the other small YouTubers around us, you know, that are way smaller, everybody gets associated with Braydon. And I wanted to make my own name for myself. And so that's what I quickly, like, Braydon was doing the four-wheeler stuff. I wanted to get into the side-by-side stuff and get myself separate from that and just not
You definitely did that early enough.
Mhm.
I forget who said it when we met in Florida. Like they were like, "Oh, Kyle's like he's burned tires off SidebySide guy," and they didn't say it like that.
The chaos guy.
But it was like, yeah,
break
like-
everything guy.
Well,
Yeah,
no,
the break
but they
everything.
specifically referred to you as like, because you love doing donuts on
yeah.
tar
Oh,
and
yeah.
just because the X3 just the clip of Kyle endoing the Razor or sorry the X3 is pretty gnarly.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. So I had a 2021 Can-Am X3, and last December I ended up totaling it.
You have the video.
Yeah, I have the video. Do you want
Do you
If
have
you can-
insurance on
yeah,
it,
if
or
you
like
can-
what happens when you total something like
So
that?
I did have it. So I had it fully street legal. So I had
Oh,
full blown
really?
insurance on it. And I was talking to Ben out front this morning when we were kind of unloading the side-by-sides, and because I was getting ready to run to town, and he was like, "You guys drive these things a lot?" And I was like, "Yeah." I mean, he's like, "What do you drive them like every few days?" And I was like, "I mean, probably once a week." I said, "A lot of it's off camera though, because it's like our fun thing to go do. Like, we'll go ride side-by-sides around the trail, and then I'll stay at Cody. Like me and Cody still are very good friends. We'll go ride side-by-sides. I'll stay at his house, and we'll go out on the boat the next day because he lives right by the lake. Like that's our thing." And a lot of that never gets recorded. I think we literally went to Starbucks, got coffee, and then we stopped at Target and got something. Miller was kind of cruising behind on the pit bike, and we were just cutting through a field one day, and we found this little jump, and we were all hitting it one way. So that's Cody in the gray side-by-side, and then I'm on the blue one. So we're
no
jumping.
helmets.
He
nothing?
wasn't
Exactly, but we were just street riding that day. Like it
Do you have a
wasn't.
helmet on?
I typically always wear a helmet.
Yeah, I was gonna say you usually do. Unfortunately, I didn't want to like preface it, but obviously it cat's out of the bag. No helmet,
Yeah.
scary as frick.
Listen, you saw the jumps we were hitting in Florida. You
Right.
you know the
Hit
jumps
'em
you
with
hit.
you.
Yeah, you hit
Yeah.
major jumps.
And you
Yeah,
know
so
the
big
jumps that you
jumps.
guys hit here, and I'm looking at this little gap. I'm like, oh, I got this. Like I'm just kind of doing the math quick in my head. I'm like, oh, I got this. But I didn't think about how short the lip was.
The
So
landing
it
was really
bucked you.
short.
The landing was fine. The gap wasn't huge, but the lip was way too short, so it bucked me, and I nosedived in here.
Really
just
good.
film it. I was like,
Smart.
I wanna-
I'm glad
I
you
wanna
told
jump
her
this
to
real
get out,
quick.
dude. Oh my
So you
god,
nosed right there.
dude.
And
Pause real quick, Miller.
it's like
So
super
that
rugged.
first impact isn't what hurt me. That I remember that. It was that second impact upside down. I got pushed up out of the seat, and I had a seatbelt on, but I didn't have harnesses on. So I got pushed up out of the seat, and then that second impact launched me backwards, and I smacked my head on the roll bar. Ended up getting 10 staples,
Oh my
knocked
gosh,
out.
dude. You got knocked out.
Oh yeah, we ran
I
up to
was
him.
Mac of a head hit there.
Hell of a concussion.
Yeah,
from
the
that.
rest of this clip is us running up, and Kyle's like the side by side's on its side, and Kyle's just laying there, and like blood's literally running out of his
leaking
head.
out of his
Yeah.
head.
And me and her are running over there. We're like, oh, he might be dead. We were like,
Well,
we were running
jeez.
up to him. No, like it was that loud
Yeah.
and that dramatic, like right then and there, and it was just like, oh my gosh, I'd never witnessed it so close before.
All right.
I went back about probably 4 or 5 days later, and there was a sizable little pool of blood dried into the.
Yeah, the
The
cement
gravel.
there.
the
it's a little-
cement.
So where we ride in this clip is actually an abandoned golf course. So we cruise around on the cart path and drift around.
That's
and
pretty
stuff.
sick.
It's an awesome place to go.
That's like
I was out of work for all of December last year.
Really?
I had a very bad concussion from that.
So it was a whole month, or
I kind of, and so that's the thing. I work for myself. I'm a remodeling contractor, so I kind of schedule my workout already. So
I was waiting for you to say that. Kyle's been looking around the shop like wondering, asking like builder questions,
Oh, yeah.
and you definitely know your shit as far
Yeah.
as that goes. But it's just funny.
We'll walk into any door, and he's like, well, if he
Yeah.
tighten this
Oh,
nail
listen,
a little bit more,
I'm
it'll
getting
like.
ready to fix your bathroom door because it was pissing me off earlier. So.
Yeah, go ahead,
No,
man.
I'm going to. I gotta
ahead.
find some screws first. You got any of those around?
the Cormorant, or actually the Dollar General store over there.
Perfect.
Also, you were helpful last night. We started.
Oh my
so we
gosh.
thought the Razor was fine. It's been great. It has
You should
not broken yet.
You should go grab that hub, or we should go.
Yeah,
that
I
hub.
should.
Luke,
Until
go
we
grab that
started,
hub.
until we started jumping it on the track, everything was good. And then the CVs went out, and then I don't know really what happened in this translation, but Evan replaced the CVs, and then the bearing just non-existent anymore, and the wheel was latched onto the rig pretty tight, and yet you could move the whole thing.
Yeah.
And so we
So
started
Ben,
fixing
I was
that.
showing Ben and Ryan that this morning, and so he's like, I think Ben was like, how does that even happen? And I was like, well, the wheel bearings start to go, and you're like, we'll change them soon, and then you keep jumping it, and then they're like, we should change it, and you're like, we'll get to it later, and you keep going and keep going. I was like, and eventually this is what happens.
Yeah, so we walk in, and Mike is jacking this thing up. He's like, I think a wheel bearing's out. And I went over to it.
It was gone.
Yeah, I went over to it and wiggled it just a little bit. I was like, it's not. And then wiggled it, and then it kept going. And I was like, you've taken these lug nuts off, right? And he's like, no, everything's tight still.
Yeah.
It was just
Oh,
moving.
that was the worst part too, is that I'm like, well, we should probably fix the side-by-side now that you guys are coming. And then it's like, you guys get here, and then I'm like literally just
so
jacking
bad.
it up.
Yeah.
Literally, I was jacking.
Yeah.
As we were
pulling up, he's starting to jack it up.
And then you guys are like, "Oh, you're just trying to get this fixed," and you're like, "What are you guys doing?"
Yeah. Goodness.
It was the equivalent of like putting a tire on, putting one lug nut on, just like a half a thread,
And then like,
and then
driving
shake
it.
the tire or drive with
Yeah,
it. But
yeah.
everything was fully tight. And that was rough.
I asked them, how does this even happen? And they go, because you guys don't maintenance anything. You guys are what happened. You're the
guys.
problem.
You're like the Spider-Man meme where everybody's like pointing
at each other,
Like,
yeah.
You fix it. No, you fix it. No, you fix it.
That's true.
And also,
Hey, all right, we're gonna have Miller editing.
Okay.
We're gonna have Luke editing.
Well, no, you gotta
and
get
then we're
Mi-
gonna have Kyle
Sending,
sending
and
and
service.
fixing all of our stuff. You guys aren't gonna
including
be able to
the
leave.
building.
Send in service.
They're going to like slash all our tires so we can't literally leave.
So he'll be photography and
Yep.
and video. He'll be editing, and then I'll just be sending and servicing.
Yep.
How about that?
And we'll pay you guys in uncrustable PB&Js.
Perfect. Those are my
Yeah.
favorite.
Yes, you guys will be dialed.
The grape ones.
You could probably get him with McDonald's. You could.
We don't got McDonald's out here.
I think that's it's
Sorry, buddy.
So you could build.
Uncrustable PB&Js.
in a roundabout way. Obviously, like it's a good compliment. We'd be a powerhouse.
Oh my
with
God.
that.
We really
Like,
would.
Yeah.
Like,
So,
Why do you guys just got to live in the middle of nowhere though?
I know.
well, that was my next question. So, being, Miller, you were a full-time YouTube editor.
Yeah.
What do we got to do to get a YouTube editor, full-time guy in here, in-house, helping us out? So that way we can continue to expand and grow and make
Like,
more
obviously-
videos and better videos and all that. Like, what do we got to do?
Oh, man. I mean, I'm right here, but no.
No, but you're
I'm
trying to
here.
do your own thing now.
Yeah,
You're trying to do
I'm trying to do my own thing, and it's been contemplated in my head, like, am I ready for that yet? I'm just hitting 90K, and I'm like, can I afford to, like, even,
Right. You basically
do
went
it.
from a full-time,
job,
steady
salary,
job,
yeah, to
as funny
just-
as it is working for a YouTuber.
Yeah, working for a
And now
YouTuber.
you're going into the unsure thing.
yeah,
being
the
a
unsure thing.
YouTuber.
Yeah, right now I'm like halfway in between. Like, all right, am I sending this? Like, should I
You
just
gotta.
commit, or should I just try to find a job and then, or like not a job, but like try to find a YouTube channel
Gigs,
to
yeah,
edit
whatever.
for, and then do stuff on the side till I grow a little bit bigger till I can justify it. So I'm like halfway in between both of those right now, but I don't
So
know.
you got to just send it, man.
You think so?
That's what I think.
I
That's-
feel like the hardest thing for you guys to find an editor is nobody's ever going to edit the way that you are seeing and portraying the video in your head before you ever edit it.
and that's what we're worried about.
That's a big thing because with Braydon, my editing style was his videos. Like that was how he taught
Yeah.
me to edit because I was his first editor, and so that's how I learned to edit, and like I learned how to edit his style. And then when I went to Haley and Chase, I totally had to switch up how I edited and how I did everything. And so me and Chase would have videos, and sometimes he'd have to go in and fix my part just because he
It
edited
wasn't
too.
how the way.
And it
yeah.
wasn't exactly how he envisioned it in his
Right.
head, which no problem to me because I mean I just didn't know, but like
Right.
you just gotta find someone to learn exactly how you
So
want
then
it.
here's a wild fact that most people don't know. I usually don't watch my YouTube videos until they've been posted for about an hour.
Really?
I swear.
Man.
Luke will post them because to me it's Luke's YouTube channel almost. It's
You're just the feature on it, huh?
I'm just
character.
financing it.
I guess
I'm literally just financing the YouTube and creating the content and making the connections, and he does absolutely all the YouTube, and that's what he loves. That's what his.
I don't think
envision
it's the craziest thing ever. This is probably an abrasive thing to say, but I don't listen. I would definitely watch all our videos. Try to watch them multiple times, but like I don't listen to our podcasts unless I was like that was really fun. Well, I mean, I
Yeah.
definitely go back, but I can't listen to the full one because I was like I lived it or I watched it,
Mm-hmm.
and
I'm the opposite. I
yeah, and I know-
watch it.
yeah.
I listen and watch it before it even goes out to like.
for sure. And if there's any everything before it goes up, but yeah, it's like once it's out, I'm like, I love like reading the comments and reminiscing back on it. But then when I watch it, I was like, I don't know why. Yeah, it's kind of like maybe not ideal, but I definitely go back and watch anything that's super funny. I gotta see again.
I guess I probably do the same thing because I love reading the comments. It's honestly my favorite thing to do.
Right.
And I guess it just shows the trust that I have for what Luke has envisioned for the video. And yeah, there's times where I'm like, oh, I wouldn't have put that clip in. It might look a little embarrassing or it wasn't a good one or this or that. And I'm just like, I don't care. Like my mentality towards life is just like, I don't care what people think. I'm here, I'm doing me, and
It's
I'm
a
having
great way to
fun
live it.
time.
No,
Yep.
I definitely, if I had to describe you, I would describe you that way too.
And,
Like and I can appreciate that.
And so I think that's another thing that just makes my videos seem so almost raw in a way where they're not fabricated, which there's great benefits of having a fabricated video. You can make them in 20 minutes or it's just raw and, you got to film all day and it's just whatever you're doing during the day and then, compress it into a 10-minute film, which I think Luke hates because it's a pain in the ass to edit. But,
Yeah, definitely.
And it's a great variety. And I mean, obviously it's working. There's definitely ways that it could be improved and, my channel could grow significantly if I'd hammer down a little bit. I don't know. Life's short. I don't want
That's not what you're even trying to do.
Exactly.
Right? There's so many different approaches, like legit so many, and there's not really a right or wrong one. There's some that get more retention. There's some that get more loves, more of a cult audience, more money, but there's no right or wrong way to do it, which is a good and bad thing. This really love and hate with all of YouTube and all of videos and all of content creating in general.
Which is really funny for you to say because some of the videos that I either invest a lot of time, a lot of money, or a lot of effort into sometimes fall on their face. And then I'm so pissed about it. And I'm just like, that's why I just step back and I don't care. Like, in a way. And I see Luke, it's funny because the YouTube scale is backwards. It's not a videos are a 1 out of 10, and that's a great thing. Most people think 1 out of 10 is the best thing in the world, but the worst thing in the world. It's backwards for YouTube on their like rating scale.
It's number 1 out of the most recent 10.
Exactly. So Luke will post a video, and maybe it does 8 out of 10, which is at the bottom of the scale, and he's like bumming about it and freaking out, and just so like I just put all this effort and time into it, and
it's almost harder on the editor, I think.
Oh, absolutely. And where it's like, if it does great, awesome, I love it. And if it doesn't do great,
you don't really seem to care.
I'm not going to get anything from getting offended. I don't know.
You guys have been so you mentioned you've been watching our videos for a long time. So like you watched them before you met us, or
no? I watched I would say right about the time I got my Mavericks, about a year and a half ago, I started watching y'all. And then so when we first met in Florida, I'd been watching you guys for probably a solid year. Miller, you've been watching.
I've been
almost
watching
2 years then.
I've been watching y'all probably since the early shifter cart days on like the ice and stuff like that, and just following along. Like my buddy introduced me to the shifter cart on ice video a while back, and one of those early videos where y'all had had the old shop, like y'all were just doing like little stuff, like doing the cutout on the first X3 that y'all had, like just doing a whole bunch of old stuff. And I just watched, occasionally for a long time. And then I guess up until I got back into big into YouTube with Braydon, I was just like, is every video. And so it was really cool. It's really cool to come up here and just be a part of that too. Yeah.
We were going to answer the comment section questions this podcast, which we forgot to do, or I don't know what happened. We didn't do those. But did you guys have any good questions that maybe being that you are somewhat outsiders? I mean, we're friends, but like we only get to see each other like once, twice a year.
So I was asking Ben kind of before you guys started the podcast. I feel like merch is possibly my next step. And I'm getting like, I never wanted to start too early where I was just like trying to push something where I'm, what are you selling? 20 units maybe. And it's like, is it really worth the time? I feel like I can easily have the infrastructure to do it myself / kind of do it in-house, maybe where I'm just having the shirts made, shipped to me and shipping them back out. But I also really want to come up with a good like brand. I don't want to just slap Kyle Cullen on a shirt.
Right.
It's just,
you want to do like a brand.
I want to like, I love your guys' merch, and there's a handful of other people that really love their merch where it's just, you would wear it anywhere. You don't feel like, like you're saying Haydays, people at Haydays wear these vulgar shirts because it's like the only place they can wear it.
For it,
the time and the place. I don't want somebody to only wear a Kyle Cullen shirt, riding park or whatever. I want somebody to like really want to, wear my shirts wherever or
Mm-hmm.
whatever I
More
end
of
up.
a
So you're
lifestyle
saying you
brand.
want to get a brand, not just have not necessarily feel as merchy.
Yeah.
Which nowadays I feel like pretty much you have to. It seems like with the merch, a lot of people are or brand. You know, when you're a YouTuber and you're pushing the shirts or whatever, any kind of clothing, seems like everyone's trying to push some kind of brand, like what
Yeah.
you're saying.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, you thinking that is just
You could
just
do both though. You could still
Jenny-
start with Kyle Cullen, but then you could also kind of start, branching into, maybe you come up with a good just brand that can stand for something bigger than I guess just your name.
And so I've got a few ideas, and even Miller gave me a really good one that would just fit my style really well. And I guess it's just I need to take that first step. I just need to do it, see how it goes, and
I bet you'd do great, dude.
it's
For sure.
it's either gonna do great or it's gonna
Just
show
do
me.
it.
It's gonna
Just-
give me a reality check. And
Just do it yourself. Get the
Yeah,
merch.
yeah.
Have find someone who can design it.
Mhm.
Get it made, and then just ship it out in house. Start in house. Keep it small.
Hey, Micah, you want to design me some shirts?
No, he can't even have time.
I don't know.
Mike doesn't have time.
But also,
Hey, you're
like,
trying to steal Luke.
I do love exactly.
Listen, we'll
Yeah,
trade off.
shit.
Trade off for a week.
There we
Okay.
go. I
Luke
do
seems
love,
nice, but I gotta keep Mike.
I love, I mean, also the sturdy mindset of being like, I don't want to start too early, because if I could get anyone any advice as far as early channel, like, don't start too early on merch. It just
Yeah.
don't. It's not
Mhm,
worth it.
mhm.
I mean, I'm talking like that. You got like little kids that are like, I got 1,000. I
Yeah.
got 1,000 subscribers on YouTube. I'm gonna start merch. I'm like,
Just focus
Just-
on your video.
yep.
Mhm.
I'm like, just keep crushing videos, because like it's common sense.
Yeah.
No one's gonna want really.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I think you're definitely at a point where
I agree.
people, and this is like just a thing I've thought about. We do like our merch drops, a whole line of stuff. It's like also, if you've never done merch, which you've never had.
I've never
Okay,
done
so
anything.
then that's where you
I
can
just
actually.
wear everybody else's merch for all my videos, which is the
We're
funny.
gonna have
is
to
funny.
send you some stuff. I don't
Yeah.
think you should do any merch.
Listen, I've
we'll
repped-
send you a shirt for every
I
video.
I was
do-
just
I
a
do
billboard for C-Boys.
Dude, I do rep a few of your shirts, and I always get comments.
Oh,
you know,
yeah.
Oh, I love the
Positive?
C-Boys shirt.
Okay,
Oh, yeah.
okay.
I love the C-Boys shirt. I love your C. You
That's
guys,
good.
you watch C-Boys? Stuff like that. So that's really
Nice.
cool.
But that's when you will be able to get away with just quite literally doing your name, and definitely make it cool. Definitely make it something
Yeah.
you love, and then you'll be like, dang, I actually sold a lot of those. That's that first influx of
Yeah.
never having done merch, and then people wanting it. And
course.
then from there you can go, okay, cool. I got some sales and people are interested. Then you're like, let's think of a brand.
Yeah.
Although I guess a really hard launch on it all would be a good thing too. But
I'd say
that's
definitely just like try to do it right, and
That's
work.
the thing.
Like definitely,
Yeah.
you're gonna have to put work in, but it'll be worth it if you can, build something that you're proud of. And
True.
like if you like it, I'd say right there, then and there, then you're
Yeah.
good to send it. Some people they get like there's steps to everything. It's like step A, B, C, and you're definitely at the next step is
Yeah.
merch in my personal opinion. But like you're asking if
Yeah.
you're skipping a step, but you're not, in my
I-
opinion.
I guess the one thing is I am pretty picky on whose merch I will wear. Like I said, I do get a lot of YouTubers that we've met. A lot of them give us merch, and I've worn it, or I will wear it. So I'm kind of particular on whose merch I will wear. So I feel like that makes me pretty particular on my own merch, because
Yeah.
if I'm gonna be wearing it, then I want it to be cool.
definitely.
Yeah, just make it good, just like YouTube videos.
Yeah.
You want to always do the best you can. That's
Mhm.
pretty much my only advice. But
Yeah.
yeah, hell yeah.
I genuinely appreciate having you guys on. I'm glad you guys are making a little trip. You guys, like you said, when you first got on, how hard it is to plan something out like that. When we did our RV trip, trying to we literally had every single day planned out, and it was wildly stressful.
That's so funny.
But,
It's
and
so
because you're
opposite.
you're on other people's schedules too,
Yeah,
like
yeah,
in
that's
a
a big
sense
thing.
you're on our schedule and you're on whoever else you just met up with on their schedule. But really glad you guys could come through,
Yeah.
make it on the
Cool.
podcast.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
Tell a
thank
little
you
bit
guys for
about
coming
it.
on, seriously.
Yeah, and
a lot of fun.
we'll have to get together sometime at another Cletus race or something. That would be fun.
Well,
that would just be kind of like
I would say May we're gonna do another road trip and probably hit out west and circle back. So we'll have to come on for an update podcast in May.
sounds good.
Perfect. All right, guys. Well, thank you so much for listening. Make sure you're
Subscribe.
subscribed if you're not. We'll see you guys next time.
Peace. Later.
Hell yeah.